Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Inside Reviews. This video is going to be about Chapter 10 review of Think Again by Adam Grant. Chapter 10 is That's Not the Way We Have Always Done It. These are the presentation outline. It contains That's Not the Way We Have Always Done It. I owe therefore alone. Safe at home gates. The worst thing, comfort, best practices. The first one, That's Not the Way We Have Always Done It, tells about NASA. It tells about Luca Permitano, who is a scuba diver. He had an experience of drowning in outer space. Some liquid type entered his space helmet, and he thought that it was water, but it wasn't water. It was having metallic taste when he tasted it. So he was almost lost his life, and he somehow or another managed to get into the space shuttle and close the airlock and took off the helmet. One of the bad wardrobe malfunction of NASA history. So this made NASA rethink about where they went wrong, not to repeat the same issue once again. So this has provided growth in their values and rethinking about every space mission they are about to give. Then this helped them to be curious about trying new things for having rethinking skill. Here, therefore, alone. This tells about Amy Edmondson. Did her engineering and become a management professor. She talked about psychological safety and what were people experienced in teams. She took errors and gave feedback and found the major errors and limitations about every people. And she said that people can be classified into two: psychologically safe and psychologically unsafe. The unsafe people are the ones who hide their misstep and where they went wrong in order to because of them getting scared about criticism. Then psychological safety tells about respect, trust, and openness. Psychological safety contains make it's an explicit priority, then facilitate everyone speaking up and establish connection between each, then creating the idea for new ones, then embracing the product conflictivity, and everyone started protecting their own mistakes. So it was one of the way people who live like they are not open to criticism and then they take it as personal, whereas they are judged for their work, not for themselves itself. So in order to grow, you need to have respect, trust, and openness amongst everyone. And telling about psychological safety, psychological safety enables the people to be less afraid and open up and speak up, so they can bring full creativity to the problems. If they are creating it inside, if they have some ideas inside and they are not able to show it to the world, it will be a real crisis. So these are the way you can classify whether you are psychologically good or psychologically not. When you are good, you will take the mistake as an opportunity to grow. Then you are willing to take risk because failure is the first attempt in learning. Then speaking your mind in meetings, then sharing the open thoughts, then trusting in teammates and supervisors that they will support and enhance you for your growth. Then sticking your neck out, not being away from everything rather than facing the issues head on. Then when you don't see these mistakes, you will see mistake as a threat to your career. Then keeping everything to self is not good. Then they only look at their own strength. They don't focus on improving on a daily basis. And then they have fear for teammates and supervisors having their head chopped off. These are the four quadrants of psychological safety. It's the learner safety. It's to discover, ask questions, experiment, learn from mistakes, looking for new opportunities and all. Whereas collaborator safety is to engage in an unconstrained way, interact with colleagues, maintain a good emotional and mental relationship with them, having mutual access towards their things and having access towards your things, maintaining an open dialogue, and fostering constructive debates. Then there is challenger safety. It is to challenge the status quo and speak up whenever required. Then to express ideas, identify the changes which is happening in the world, and to expose the problem and how can we solve those problems. Then inclusion safety, it is to know what you are valued, that you are valued, you are not undervalued, you are not away from things. Then you need to treat all people very fairly, and you need to feel your experience and ideas in the matter. include others in regardless of their positions, and you should openly contribute. Then the author had visited the Gates' home, and there was some annual strategy review. This picture is of Melinda Gates. Then giving programs on execution, correct feedback, and building psychological safety. Then entire change of the whole organization is art. So in order to build psychological safety, you need to take as a team rather than making everyone change on team wise. It will be developed and be open towards the feedback, so that's the only way you can get improved. So you should be like, ask me anything, and there will be some criticism if you have not been working up to the level mark. Then there was a scenario that there was a mean review, but they didn't took it personally, because everyone knows they are work in a progress, then they are improving themselves on daily basis. So have the courage and freedom to speak up in the learning environment. The world is a learning environment where you learn everything. The worst thing about the best practices are people are mainly inclined towards attaching to a same routine. So you need to be open towards new experiences. And so many people are shallow thinkers who are like they will have a single question and a single answer, whereas life has so many specific and implication things. If you are inclined towards so many things, you will be having a good life. So one of the example is NASA was celebrating for the successful reaching of the mission towards the orbit, and they focus on short-term practices. The disadvantage of this is when you are focusing on short-term practices, if there is some regress on the system, it will really affect the whole entire system. So exclusive pricing and breeding is not that much good, because giving always exclusive comments is not at all good. You should be open towards criticism and all, so that's the only way you grow. And that tells about shallow thinking and good ones. Shallow thinkers makes poor decision, whereas good ones keep relearning and rethinking and deep thinking. And process accountability tells about psychological safety and anxiety zones. Amazon is based on simple PPT presentations, like they rethink then do things. Rethinking can be done with shallow and luck, whereas shallow plus failure is negative. Rethinking in the sense in positive way, shallow plus luck. Then if you are thinking deeply and there is an improvement in what you've done, it's a positive thing. Whereas you are just doing it for experimenting and think it's not that much good thing. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Do subscribe for more updates.